So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good day, everyone. Once again, we will have another presentation. It is all about the technology architecture. So, it is a comprehensive guide to technology architecture. So, this topic will be presented, of course, by yours truly and also Mr. Junjun Sakiran and Miss Farha Saidullah. So the topic that we are going to tackle for this presentation is number one. So we will answer what is technology. So we have also the different types of technology architecture. We have also the different types of technology architecture. So benefits of technology architecture, the steps involved in designing a technology architecture, the challenge of technology architecture, and the future of technology architecture. So now, what is technology architecture? So it is an enterprise technology architecture includes. So now, what is technology architecture? So accordingly, an enterprise technology architecture includes standards for application development, networking, hardware, operating systems, and database management system. It is a branch of IT architecture that concentrate on technical feature of the company's IT systems. So technology architecture is an important part of IT planning and management. It helps organizations that their IT systems are efficient, reliable, and secure. It is also helps organization to make informed decisions about IT investment and to plan for the future IT needs. So, technology architecture is the blueprint for how organization technology system work together. The goal of technology architecture. So technology architecture seeks to guarantee that an organization's IT systems are in line with the operational needs and objectives. It accomplishes these by offering a guide for the development, deployment, and administration of company's IT system. So it also improved the efficiency of their technology system. So it reduced the risk of technology failure. So it also makes a better decision about technology investment. It also aligned their technology system with their business goals. So the different types of technology architecture, there are three main type of technology architectures. We have the number one, the enterprise architecture, the application architecture, and the infrastructure architecture. So the enterprise architecture, this is the highest level of technology architecture and defines the overall structure of the organization technology system. So number two, we have the application architecture. This component describes the organization application, including their design, development, and deployment. So the last one is the infrastructure architecture. This component describes the hardware, software, and networks that supports the organization IT system. So the benefits of technology architecture. So technology architecture offers a number of benefits. So it increases the efficiency and effectiveness. So in the way that technology architecture can help organization to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of their technology system by ensuring that they are well designed and well integrated. It will also reduce the risk in the sense that technology architecture can help organization to reduce the risk of technology failures by ensuring that their systems are properly designed and tested. So it also had and bit and better decision making. So in the sense that technology architecture can help organization to make better decision about the technology investment by providing their with a clear understanding of their current technology landscape and their future technology needs technology needs. So it also aligned with business goals in the sense that technology architecture can help organization to align their technology system with their business goals by ensuring that their systems are designed to support the organization business processes. So technology architecture has its own characteristic. We have the one of the characteristic of the technology architecture is the fault tolerance. We have also the modularity, cost, scala- scalability, deployability, elasticity, performance, reliability, simplicity, and testability. Technology architecture has also the decision criteria. Technology architecture has also the decision criteria. We have the domain, the data architecture, the organization factor, the architecture isoformism. We have the monolith versus the distributed. Distributed we have the data flow. We have also the communication style, synchronous versus asynchronous. Technology architecture has its own anti-pattern. We have the grounding bay, the email driven. We have the covering user asset. This is the anti-pattern. So in the architecture, we have the monolith, microservices, micro kernel, modular monolith, micro macro services rather, uh, layered, event driven, space based architecture, client server architecture, master slave, pipe filter, broker architecture, peer to peer, MVC, Blackboard, and the interpreter. We have the classification of architecture. We have the software architecture. We have the cloud architecture. We have the database architecture. We have the technical architecture. We have the solution architecture, and we have also the enterprise architecture. So, software architecture, it is concerned with the project architecture, design, pattern, and etc. So, whereas the architecture, cloud architecture, concerned with the cloud architecture, how modules and independent components work together, which cloud technology to use. So we have also the database architecture. It is concerned with the inner working of the database or the AR diagram and etc. So we have the solution architecture. So it is concerned with the converting business requirements into viable technical solution plan. It's also thinking about technologies to be used, always be informed and upload and up, updated with the latest tech in the market. So we have the finding fast and best tech at each stage. At each stage, technical architecture it concerned with the entire life cycle, more or less a very senior developer that also manage other engineers. So the last one is the enterprise architecture. It is concerned with the understanding how the solution will work in the conjunction with the rest of the enterprise architecture, understanding the flow, storage, and communication. So technology architect. So we have the responsible for the end-to-end system design. So we have to think about the technology we'll use. So what technology will be used? So think about technology think about the architecture characteristic, consider various factors, goes through the decision consideration. So it takes the decision on the right architecture pattern to be used. So worried not about characteristic but factors such as cost. Also worries about non-technical and operational issues like team collaboration collaboration, so team scaling with architecture, and most importantly, feasibility. So we have also the technology architect rule. So what is the rule of the technology architect? So the role of technology architect is it is the critical rule for startup. We have the direct responsible for all technology related decision. So the C2 is usually uh, the best tech architect in the company. So these are the rules of the technology architect. So these are the steps involves and designing a technology architecture. So step involved in designing a technology architecture include defining the organization business goals, analyzing the organization current technology landscape, identifying the organization future needs, designing the technology architecture that meets the organization business goals and future technology needs, implementing the technology architecture, monitoring and evaluating the technology architecture. So we have also the challenge of technology architecture. There are a number of challenges associated with technology architecture. One is the complexity of the technology system, the rapid pace of technology change, so the need to align technology architecture with business goals. So we have the need to secure technology system, and the last one is the need to comply with regulation. So that's all the five challenges that technology architect facing. So the future of technology architecture. So the future of technology architectures is likely to be shaped a number of trends. So we have four. The number one is the rise of cloud computing. The second is the growth of the Internet of Things or the IoT, the increase of importance of security, and the needs for compliance. There is the rise of cloud computing. Hence, the cloud computing is now more used by a large organization. Instead of using a physical server, they are now using this cloud computing. So the Internet of Things is also evolving for this technological era. So the increase of importance of security. So hence cloud computing is now more applicable. It is need to secure those files that are saved in the clouds. Because if it is not secured, then we have the intruder or the hacker that can possibly access the. So that's all for my presentation. So thank you much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. And the latter part of this presentation will be discussed by my partner for this presentation. So thank you once again.
All right, let me continue our topic for technology architecture. Technology architecture is an enterprise technology architecture includes standard for application development, networking, hardware operating system, and database management system. So it's a branch of IT architecture that concentrate on the technical feature of the company in the system. So this involving about the how the technology be designed for an organization. Technology architect is an important part of an IT planning and management. So it helps organization to ensure that IT systems are efficient, reliable, and secure. So it also helps organization make informed decision about IT investment and to a plan future it needs. So in technology architecture, it's a very important for an IT field for the planning management and in how that this architect or how this design helps organization so that their IT system are very efficient and reliable. So kung paano ka efficient yung mga system na it should be in an organization. So kung gaano siya ka reliable at how does security in behalf of their organization. So technology architecture is a blueprint for how organization technology system works. So ito yung design ng isang company or isang organizations sa team na nagwo-work in their company. Then the goal of technology architecture. So let me jump to another slide. Here's the different types of technology architecture. There are three main types of technology architecture. So one is in the enterprise architecture, and the two is application architecture and infrastructure architecture. So under the enterprise architecture, this is highest level of technology architecture. So it defines the overall structure of the organization technology. So under this enterprise architecture it is an huge design system that should be applied in one big huge company. Then application architecture, this components describe the organization application including their design and development. This is include the program, the system, or any kind of application in the organization. So how to design and how to develop and how they deploy those system. Then infrastructure. So the component describe the hardware, software. So this is include in the hardware like a server and software. What software do you use to improve or to develop the support to support the organization in IT systems. This is all the benefits of technology architecture. I think it's already been discussed. And let me jump texture characteristic. So here's some technology architecture characteristics. They have fault tolerance. So what are these fault tolerance? Fault tolerance, it should be has an fault tolerance. So the fault tolerance can be achieved by using redundancy or diversity and grid for degradation redundancy. Means having multiple copies of component. If one copy fails, the other can continue to operate. Diversity means using different type of components. In other words, backup system. Okay, because if this one of this if the one of this component fails, it should be the other component work. So that's a fault tolerance. So kung may mali man sa isang components, so this another components will work through. So the next one, modularity. So the modularity makes software system easier to understand. Means maintain and evolve. So this because each module can be developed and tested independently. Okay, modular system are also easier to reuse, which can save the time, money. So modularity, so it should be in a modular easier to reuse. The cost, so the cost of software system can be affected by number of factors. Okay, number of factors including the size and complexity of the system. So the development technology use and the skills level of developers. So the cost of software system can also be affected by the cost of hardware and software and maintain. So yun, this some hardware, so more a quality hardware and quality software, so the cost will be increasing. So now, scalability. Scalability is important for software system that needs to be able to handle increasing amount of load traffic. So scalable siya. So sometimes software should be scalable, can handle, the design can handle those kind of traffic. More load by adding more resources, so such as servers or more bandwidth. So scalable system can also be designed to handle more traffic by using techniques such as partitioning and replication and load balancing. So yun, scalability with load balancing, it will be perfect design for traffic and amount of load. Architecture characteristic. So this is under the architecture characteristic. Deployability is the ability to remove or replace components of software system without disrupting the rest of the system. So dapat yung system na it should be deployability. So dapat patuloy ang pagde-deploy ng system kahit na may disrupting na mangyayari or there is something component to be replaced. So elasticity is the ability of software system to scale up or down in response to change in demand. So the system should be elasticity. So it should be upgradable, and it can be add another feature for the future use. This can be important for system that experience spikes in traffic or load. So yun. Performance. So performance is the ability of software system to deliver its service in timely manner. So ang performance niya ay it can performs well in case of timely, or in case of availability on time. This can be respond to the end user in the amount of data or in the amounts of data. So it should be the performance of the software system cannot affect the time of the end user. So reliability is the ability of software system to operate without errors. So the system will be reliable. So if you're using system that it could be 100% correct, so you cannot use any software that bring you down with so many errors. So this is important part of the system, and it also available in 24/7. Simplicity. So simplicity is the age which a software system can understood and use. So it's very important, the simplicity of the system. So do not design a system which is complexity. It means if you are designing a system, it should be simple. It should be in a simple design, but the system is reliable. Testability is the ability of software system to be tested effectively. The system should be you can test it if this system is effective to your organization. So this is important for system that needs to be certified or that to be used in a safety critical application. So dapat natitest siya. Kaya minsan may mga system na you need to be free in 1 month or 1 year or 2 months. So ganun yun how to architect the system. So kasama na yun sa characteristic ng architecture. So under this technology architecture decision criteria, we have domain data architecture, or factor architecture, monitored and distributed. So this is many to discuss. Short definition of the term. So this one. So domain is in a computer science. A domain is a set of values that can be assigned to a variable. So data architecture. So is the structure of data within an organization that includes the way data is stored. So the structure of the data, how they stored in an organized manner. So the data architecture is important because it helps organization to make better decision, improve their efficiency, and protect their data. Okay. Organizational factors so are the internal aspect of organization that can affect its performance. These factors include the organization structures, culture, and people. So may mga factor in an organization that can affect the performance. Architecture isomorphism. So it's a term used to describe the similarity between the structure of an organization and the structure of its software system. So the similarity can be seen in the way that both organization and software system are divided into modules. So the way the modules are connected to each other and the way that flows through the system. And monolith and distributed. So are two different architecture styles. So architecture for software systems. So a monolith is single and self-contained application that is deployed as a single unit. So it's a distributed system is a collection of independent components that are connected over network. So yung distributed system, it's commonly used in the government. So distributed system, it can be accessed anywhere. So there is a network within their domain. Data flow. So data flow is the movement of the data through system. It is a critical part of the information system, and it's important to understand how the data flows in order to design and implement effective system. So you need to design the data flow. How do they start and how it ends in designing the system. Communication style has its own advantages and disadvantages. So there is a synchronous communication is more immediate and allows for feedback. So synchronization. So the type of communication, synchronous and asynchronous, but it can be more disruptive and time consuming. So asynchronous communication is less disruptive and time consuming, but it can be slower and less collaborative. So under anti-pattern, we have the Groundhog Day. So the Groundhog Day anti-pattern is a situation in which software system is constantly repeating the same task without any progress being made. This can happen when system is not designed to adaptable or when it's not properly maintained. Kung nagde-design ka naman ng hindi sa gaano ka-adaptable ng organization, so may tendency na hindi bibenta yung design. So email-driven architecture. This email-driven architecture anti-pattern is situation in which communication between different parts of software system is done through email. It can be lead problems such as last message delayed communication and inconsistent data. So it should be an email-driven. So dapat may capability siya mag-email. So covering your assets. So the covering your assets anti-pattern is situation in which software system is designed to be complex that is difficult to change or maintain. This can happen when a system designed to meet the needs of every possible user, or which is designed to the future proof. So these anti-patterns can lead to a number of problems. So including increased cost. So sa increased cost, i-increase yung cost dito sa under pattern. So reduced productivity. So reduced productivity, bumaba yung production. So decrease quality. So bababa din yung quality. Then increase risk, dadami yung risk niya. So it's important to avoid the anti-pattern. So kailangan dapat daw ina-avoid natin ang anti-patterns by designing software system that are adaptable, maintainable, and easy to change. So kung magde-design tayo ng system, it should be adaptable by any programmer or any architect, any designer. So why we have then ways for avoiding these anti-patterns. Use a design methodology that promotes flexibility and adaptability. So, ito yung mga guide na para maka-avoid tayo ng anti-pattern. So, use design methodology that promotes flexibility and adaptability. So, kailangan ang method dito, methodology design dito. Use a version control system to track changes to the system. So, gamitan natin ng mga version which is not really a new version, but maybe between the old and the new one, para adaptable siya sa ibang design, sa ibang end user. Document that system thoroughly. So yes, dapat documented talaga yung system gagawin natin. So, create a test suite to verify the system functionality. So, yun. We should test the suite para ma-verify natin ang functionality ng system. So, regularly review the system for potential problems. Dapat well-maintained siya. Dapat regular ni-review natin yung system para maiwasan natin ang konting problem or malaking problem sa susunod na. So, here's some definition of term under architecture. So, a monolith is a single large software application that tightly coupled and difficult to change. So, microservice is the architecture style that structure an application as collection of small and independent systems. Then microkernel. So microkernel is a small kernel that provides only the most basic service with all the functionality implemented in a separate process. Modular monolith. Modular monolith is software application that is structured as a collection of modules but which still has a single unified code base. And microservices. Microservices are type of microservices that are large and more complex than traditional microservices. Okay. Layered architecture is software architecture in which the application is divided into two layers, with each layer provide a specific set of services. So event-driven. An event-driven architecture is software architecture in which components communicate with each other by sending and receiving events. Space-based architecture. So space-based architecture is software architecture in which components are distributed across multiple machines. So ganun. So it should be distributed. Ganun ang space-based niya. It can distributable. Then client-server architecture. A client-server architecture is software architecture in which one machine that server provides services to other machine, the clients. So client-server architecture, server base. Master-slave is architecture is a software architecture in which one machine that master controls other machine, the slave. So para siyang yung pinaka-master, pinaka-king. So, pipe filter. So a pipe filter architecture is a software architecture in which data is passed through a series of filters. So which perform a specific operation on the data. So parang pinifilter niya yung kailangan. So parang pagsunod-sunod. So broker architecture. Broker architecture is software architecture in which a broker mediates sa communication between client and server. So parang yan, parang bumibili tayo ng bahay. So kailangan may broker. Peer-to-peer architecture is software architecture in which components are equal and communicate directly with each other. So yun, parang it's type of discussion. So you have to peer-to-peer architecture. MVC stands for Model View Controller, and it's software design pattern that separate application into three parts. So the model, the view, and controller. Blackboard is software architecture pattern in which all components share common data store. Okay. Then interpreter is software program that execute program with a specific programming language. Yun. So parang this is gumamit ng special program. for the interpretation of the system. This is my conclusion. Okay, before that, so the challenges of technology architecture. So there are a number of challenges associated with technology architecture. So is the complexity of technology system. So ngayon, ang technology napaka-complex. So marami na siyang technology na nag-exist. So this rapid pace of technological changes. So rapidly changes ang mga technology. Ayan, parang the need to align technology architecture with business goals. So the technology architecture should be aligned. So anong business goal mo? So anong future ng business mo? So your technology architecture, it should be aligned to this para makasabay yung business sa technology na ina-adapt mo. The need to secure technology system. So kailangan secure, gumagamit ka ng security system. The need to comply with regulation. Of course, it should dapat na under sa regulation, dapat comply pa rin sa mga regulations. Okay, so the next one, the future of technology architecture. So ito yung mga future ng mga technology. The future of technology architecture is like to shape by a number of trends. So maraming trends na ngayon So this rise of cloud computing, so yan sa Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, so they are competing on the cloud computer. The growth of the Internet of Things. So sa Internet of Things, yung the increasing importance of security. So the increasing of security under organization. The need for compliance, and the need for compliance. So okay, so here's my conclusion. Technology architecture is an important part of an organization. So IT strategy, but understanding the benefit of technology architecture and the challenges involved, organization can design and implemented technology architecture that meet their business goal. Okay, thank you.